Today on the spot, we have Heroes Abound as we show off a new demo for Batman Arkham Asylum. Cut some tracks in DJ Hero, Save the World in Spore Hero, and check out the new show creator in WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2010. We'll also be showing off the latest Xbox Live releases, catch you up on breaking news, show you how to earn some achievements in Madden, and give you a chance to win free stuff. All that and more, today on The Spot.
Hello everyone, welcome to the show. I'm your host Brian Ekberg here with your regular dose of gaming information, a little show we like to call Today on the Spot. Now, as you heard at the top of the show, we've got a lot to get to, but before we do that, I want to make sure you guys understand how this show works now that it's 3 times a week. So let me break it down for you. You see, this show you're watching now was shot on Tuesday, but Donald Mustard is sitting with us live today, which is Thursday, to give you codes later in the show to full versions of Shadow Complex you can download today. Then it'll be on the Saturday show with the strategy for the game. So basically the show operates somehow in the past, present, and future to deliver you one episode of Today on the Spot. Bottom line, Today on the Spot is Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturdays at 4 p.m. And if you guys want to get involved, you can send us a comment in the comment box or an email at onthespot@gamespot.com. Now guys, it's time for the news.
Hey everyone, it's your GameSpot news update for Thursday, August 20th. I'm Tor Thorson. So far, this week has been dominated by Sony's announcement of the PlayStation 3 Slim at the Gamescom Expo in Germany. Priced at $299 in the US, £249 in the UK, and €299 in, well, Europe, the smaller and more energy-efficient console is rocking the same features as the 80GB PS3, including a Blu-ray player and built-in Wi-Fi. However, its hard drive is now 120 gigabytes, and that's as big as the Xbox 360 Elite's. Speaking of the Elite, the $399 console's price was not dropped at Microsoft's Gamescom press event, as was widely expected. Instead, the software giant trotted out Lionhead Studio chief Peter Molyneux to announce Fable 3, which he promises will be as fantastic and as expansive as he said Fable and Fable 2 would be. Right. Fable 3 will cast players as the king or queen of the realm of Albion, and much of the gameplay will center around royal duties. Players will be able to levy summary judgment on accused criminals, build up medieval infrastructure, and everyone's favorite, levy taxes. Expect the game to come out on the Xbox 360 in late 2010. Finally, the magazine Game Informer conducted a survey of 5,000 subscribers and found that 52.4% of Xbox 360 owners surveyed have had at least one Xbox 360 fail, compared to 10.6% of PS3 owners and just 6.8% of Wii owners. Even worse, 41.2% said they had a second console fail, and 36.4% reported having to buy another Xbox 360 due to hardware failures. Well, that's it, your GameSpot news update for Thursday, August 20th. For more headlines like these, head on over to news.gamespot.com.
There you go, there's a look at all the news that's happening right now. Of course, news is always updating. If you want to find out the latest, go to GameSpot.com, check out the news section. Those guys work 24 hours a day, basically. Right now, we're joined by GameSpot Editor-in-Chief Ricardo Torres. You're here for the very first Today on the Spot.
I am. Congrats on the first talks.
Yeah, it looks pretty awesome, and there's going to be much more to come. But let's talk some previews. You and I do a lot of preview work, and we got a new segment coming up right after this. But I want to ask you, if you had to choose the rest of the year, what games are you most looking forward to?
I think I'm going to say right now 2009 is my year of really getting into comic games again, because I read comics and I've had the ups and downs over the years of good games, bad games, but this year we've got 2 really good ones. I mean, got Arkham Asylum, which is probably the best Batman game ever made to date, and you've got Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2, which is everything we liked about the first one, only like more and better, and what's not to like.
All right, so MUA 2, online co-op, you and I will be all over it.
We'll be bringing back Power Man and Iron Fist. It's time.
It's absolutely time. All right, thank you, Ricardo. We'll hear from you later. We've got a lot more previews, including a brand new segment with Homer Ibarra that we want to debut here on Today on the Spot. It's called Work in Progress. Homer, take it away!
Hey folks, welcome to our Work in Progress segment where we visit with our GameSpot editorial staff and talk to some previews editors about the games they were able to check out this week. Right now we're going to go visit with Brian Ekberg, who had a chance to look at WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2010, as well as DJ Hero. Then after that we're going to talk to Sophia Tong, who had a chance to play Spore Hero on the Wii. So let's go talk to Brian right now. All right, so Brian checked out the new SmackDown versus Raw. What's going on with it this year?
Well, the big story this year is creation. Of course, you have create a wrestler. Of course, you have create a finisher. But new for this year is create a story. You can design your own show, Raw, SmackDown, ECW, from the ground up. You choose all the scenes, you choose all the matches you want, and you can add text, camera angles, lighting effects, anything you want. Now, the best part about that is not just that you can create a show and then play it yourself. You can upload it, and people can download it, rate it, add tags to it, so it's completely searchable. So it's amazing to think how much content these SmackDown versus Raw fans are going to come up with once the game's released later this fall.
So from men in tights to men in headphones, DJ Hero.
That's right. DJ Hero from Activision and developer Freestyle Games. They came by, showed the game off. Of course, it's a completely different experience than playing Guitar Hero. You have to learn how to manage the wheel, the scratching, and all the different moves, fading the songs. But they've done the same thing they've done in Guitar Hero in that they ramp up the difficulty as you progress through the game. So it starts off pretty easy, gradually gets more difficult until you're eventually doing all the moves a real DJ would do. So I can't wait to play more of the game. It's really promising so far.
Cool, man. Sounds like you got your hands on some pretty awesome games. What are you playing right now?
This is nothing you need to worry about.
All right, so I guess we'll move on to Sophia Tong right now.
So Sport Hero on the Wii is an action RPG. So you play as this little bulbous creature that's just crash landed on this planet. And so you're doing quests, you're trying to fend off bullies, beating up bad guys. And it's really lighthearted, and what it does is bring in the PC version of Sport, like the creature creator part, so you get to upgrade and evolve as time goes on.
Cool, thanks for joining us, Sophia. So that about wraps up Work in Progress. For more on these games, be sure to check out their game spaces. Back to you guys.
Thanks for that, Homer. Now, as you all know, new content is released on the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and Nintendo Wii every week. Want to help you guys keep all that stuff straight with a new daily segment we've got. This time it's called This Week on Xbox Live.
This week on Xbox Live. New arcade games hitting this week are headlined by Epic and Microsoft Game Studios' Shadow Complex, an immersive 2D action game with an emphasis on exploration. Take control of average Joe Jason Fleming as he infiltrates a secret underground base to rescue his girlfriend after she's captured during a spelunking trip gone wrong. Along the way, you'll discover dozens of hidden power-ups, encounter legions of heavily armed soldiers, and clash with powerful battle mechs. Compete with your friends through an online leaderboard or work on achieving the highest scores and the lowest times in the virtual reality challenge course. Shadow Complex is a game that you can come back to again and again, and at 1,200 Microsoft points or $15, it's a gem that you shouldn't miss out on. In the new downloadable content category, folks who had a blast leading an explosive Martian revolution have more opportunities to deal destruction now that the first downloadable content pack has arrived for Red Faction Guerrilla, titled Demons of the Badlands. This prequel takes a look at the mysterious Marauders and lets you play a part in their struggle against the oppressive EDF. New vehicles and Marauder architecture give this adventure an outlandish feel, though be aware that the light story sequences contain some spoilers for the Red Faction Guerrilla campaign. There are some awesome new weapons to play with, and you'll quickly unlock all your old favorites so you can continue to wreak your own personal brand of havoc. If that sounds like your stick of dynamite, check out Red Faction Demons of the Badlands, available now for 800 Microsoft points. Notably new in the video department is a teaser trailer for Fable 3 that fans of the Fable series should definitely take a look at. The release of the trailer coincided with the announcement of the game, and its release date set sometime late in 2010. For more details on Fable 3 or any of the games we covered this week on Xbox Live, be sure to check GameSpot.com or XboxLive.com. We'll see you next week.
So there's your look at what's going on Xbox Live this week. On Saturday, we'll have the PlayStation Network, and on Tuesdays, we'll have the Wii. That's how that'll break down every week. Now, Ricardo, I'm a big sports guy, and I've been playing a lot of Madden NFL 10.
We have seen this in the office.
Indeed. So with that being said, I understand that over the years, the game has gotten pretty complicated.
Yeah, if you've stuck with it, it's been kind of a natural evolution of how it plays, and that's great. If you're new to it or if you're lapsed, then you've got a problem because you get knocked down pretty quick.
That's right, which is why Homer and I put together this video detailing 5 of the biggest new features in Madden NFL 10 in a segment we're calling The Starting Block. So maybe you just got home with your copy of Madden NFL 10, or maybe you're wondering if, after years of buying the game religiously, if this year's game is worth it. Here we'll be focusing on 5 of the most important additions and changes in Madden NFL 10 to help you fence sitters decide whether or not you want to invite this guy into your home one more time. First up is online franchise. Unlike last year's completely wonktastic online leagues, which wouldn't let you do the basics, like fill out your leagues with CPU players or track stats or, well, You get the idea. The online franchise in Madden 10 is more akin to what we all want. The chance for you and 31 of your friends to accuse one another of cheesing in Madden games in an organized setting as opposed to merely pickup games. Online franchise isn't perfect this year. There's no team salary cap, so there's nothing stopping you from signing any free agent out there. Hello, Plaxico. Welcome to the team. Please don't shoot yourself in the leg. But cool additions like an iPhone app and a website to manage your online franchise offset those kind of problems. One of the biggest changes to gameplay in Madden 10 is gang tackles, or as the development team refers to it, Pro-Tack. Now, Pro-Tack might sound something like a medical condition requiring an injection in a sensitive area, but Pro-Tack is actually a pretty important change for the game. Not only does it make the running game more exciting by better allowing you to open up holes on offense, and get the big stops on defense when you need them, it also means you'll be able to sit in an actual honest-to-God pocket when looking for an open receiver. Now, player fatigue will be a bigger factor than ever in Madden NFL 10. The idea here is to force Madden players to make more use of substitutions and timeouts in order to give the players on the field a breather. On defense, it means that playing your fatties from the defensive line like they were free safeties will turn them into wheezing piles of blubber after just a couple of plays. Let's face it, playing defensive back in Madden isn't for the faint of heart. It takes a special type of player to feel comfortable prowling the backfield, picking off errant passes while still dealing with the ever-present threat of getting burned by Devin Hester deep. If you're one of these people, here's a golf clap. You're fantastic.
Yeah! Oh yeah!
We'll go for 6. Reeves.
For the rest of us, the new defensive assist feature will help you automatically stay in the action with just a press of the button. If only Patrick Surtain had this option. Finally, online cooperative play will let you and a buddy join forces to take on any team in the league. Now, when I say join forces, I kind of mean the Jerry Jones, Wade Phillips way of joining forces, as in only one person gets to call plays, only one person can play as quarterback, and only one person can have fun. Okay, just kidding about the last part. Actually, cooperative play can be a hoot, as long as both players are communicating and working together. Otherwise, well, have you heard of the Oakland Raiders? Hey everyone, now it's time to take a look at a game. I'm joined by Giancarlo Veronini, senior editor with GameSpot, and we're going to be taking a look at Batman Arkham Asylum on the Xbox 360, right?
Yes.
Awesome. So, of course, a Batman game, next gen, it's on the PS3 and Xbox 360, but let's dive right in and tell us what we're looking at here.
So this is a few hours into the game. The warden of Arkham prison has been taken capture by Harley Quinn. Mm-hmm. So you're basically trying to track him down. And one of the things that this game does is it gives you a detective mode where you can basically scan evidence. Mm-hmm. You'll get to a point where you can scan evidence, and when you see it, Batman will scan it, and that will give him a trail to track down anybody that he needs to find. So in the case of the warden, I found some of his DNA that came from a broken staff.
Okay.
And so now I'm just trying to track that down, and I'm heading back out of Arkham Mansion and back into the open area of the prison.
And how do you bring this up from a control standpoint?
So it's really simple. It's just one button, left bumper on the Xbox 360 controller, and it just switches back into the normal view here, where you can't really see anything. Mm-hmm. And then when you switch back into detective mode, there you go. You can see the evidence on the ground. And if there are any enemies in the area, you can actually see them too. Mm-hmm. And what's great about it is that enemies that don't have weapons will show up as just blue, whereas enemies that do have weapons, they'll show up as red. So you know to kind of take it a little bit easy before just jumping right into that area.
And I know in some areas you can actually sort of analyze a piece of evidence before you track it. Do you always do that?
Yeah, you always have to find the evidence first, which is usually doesn't take too long. It's usually out in the open. And then he'll scan it, and then it'll automatically show up on the ground like you see here.
And there's some guys in the distance.
And here you see, yeah.
Go ahead.
So here you see these guys. So automatically you see that there's two guys here who have weapons.
So we're fighting in detective mode.
Yes, you can fight or you can go back. And those little icons you see above their head, that's actually basically telling you that that's an opportunity to counter. So I'll wait and then fight him.
Right.
And it actually works really well. It's really easy to do, and it helps the combat flow a little bit better. Because if you don't execute a counter when they're doing that, it usually means they can kind of sort of get a free hit in on you, and it breaks your combo.
Combat is basically one or two buttons, right? In this
Yeah, it's actually all your main attacks are on one button, and then the counters on a different button. Of course, too, you can also work in some different stuff into your combat. You can pull out a batarang, which usually stuns guys. You have some other stuff here, like the bat claw, which you can actually throw out and it'll hook onto a guy and kind of stun him for a little bit.
These are things you earn as you go through the game?
Yeah, you can unlock these things as you go through the game because there's basically an experience system where based upon how you perform in combat and things like that, you kind of gain more and more experience. And so as you go through, it'll unlock these upgrades for you. And the good thing is you're not forced to take any of them. You can kind of decide what you want to do. So if you want to focus on Batman's armor, strengthen his armor, you can do that versus, hey, I want some more cool batarangs, you can focus on that instead.
That's kind of cool. You're sort of building the Batman you want to be.
Exactly.
Do you earn different moves, or is it really just the equipment upgrades that you get?
It's more the equipment upgrades. I mean, your combos and stuff, there is a little bit of timing involved, in terms of the way that you gain experience. So if you time combos and things like that correctly, you'll get more experience.
Does that dude have a taser?
Yes, and what's interesting about him too is that you can't just attack him head on. Because I do, he'll just do that. So probably the best thing for me to do would take out the other two guys first and then die.
Perfect.
So.
All right, so we just got cleaned up by a bunch of thugs. Now we're looking at a boss battle. Where are we? Who are we fighting here?
So we're fighting against Zaz, who has taken a very important character hostage. This character is a doctor who basically that we learned has come up with a formula for making enemies basically stronger. We know that the character Bane is kind of based off of what he is, and it makes people like him stronger. So you imagine Bane's already a pretty strong dude, so this stuff's really powerful. So we have to save her from him.
Number of different ways to do it, right?
There are different ways to do it. If we had the remote control batarang, we could do it from anywhere, but we'll just hit him in the head and take him out with the normal batarang.
Nice. And now the doctor finishes him off.
And just wails on him.
Awesome. A nice time to leave off, I suppose. There you go. There's your look at Batman Arkham Asylum. Giancarlo, thank you for being here. If you want more information on Batman Arkham Asylum, you can go to the GameSpace on GameSpot. Now, Batman fans, it's time for some trivia. We've got our trivia question. We're going to bring that up now, and you have a chance to win a deluxe edition of Batman Arkham Asylum if you know the answer to this question. In Batman Arkham Asylum, who plays the voice of the Joker? If you think you know the answer, send us a comment or an email at onthespot@gamespot.com. You have a chance of winning a deluxe edition of Batman Arkham Asylum. Got another trivia question. This one's for Shadow Complex. Let's bring that one up, boys. This one is a chance to win a download code. The question is, what is one of the two games that Chair Entertainment's Donald Mustard claims as an inspiration for his new game, Shadow Complex? Again, you think you know the answer, send us a comment or send us an email at onthespot@gamespot.com, and you just might win a download code. So there you go. There's your trivia questions for the week. Now, before we wrap up the show, I want to get to Gamescom because, Ricardo, we have people on the ground in Germany right now.
We did. We deported Sean and Takeshi. Hi, guys, if you're watching, but you shouldn't be. You should be working. It is the new German Games Convention. It's kind of replacing Leipzig, which people may or may not remember. It's in Cologne, Germany. You guys can expect to see just our event coverage, right? So you're going to see hands-ons, you're going to see video, you're going to see photo story, which is something new that we did because y'all seem to like it at Comic-Con.
Yes. It was awesome.
You may not get as lucky with some of the amazing shots that we came out of Comic-Con with, but it
all depends on how much cosplay the German people do.
This is true, and if they decide to get drunk and pass out on patches of grass, as one of our popular photos showed. So who knows? Check it out. It's all going to be fun and interesting because it's definitely new.
So Gamescom coverage all this week, but that's not the only big event we've got going on this week, right?
Nope, because right as Gamescom's winding down, BlizzCon's kicking up, so a bunch of us are heading down there, and we are going to find out all about StarCraft, Diablo, and see Ozzy Osbourne perform.
You think they're going to talk anything about a new WoW expansion?
Maybe. If you've been reading the internet, you might know there's something coming.
So there you go. That's our August 20th edition of Today on the Spot. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll be back, of course, on Saturday with a whole bunch of cool new stuff, including an edition of Import Friendly, a hands-on look at DJ Hero, and the man behind Shadow Complex, Donald Mustard, will be here talking about the game, giving you guys some tips, maybe making you a better player at Shadow Complex. Between now and then, be sure to check out the Producer's Note blog, which will have a ton of content that just didn't make it onto the show. For the entire Today on the Spot crew and all of GameSpot and Ricardo Torres, I'm Brian Eckberg. See you Saturday.